Hi, Laura.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? We made it to Friday, so TGIF, maybe that's what you're saying. A week from today is Christmas. It is incredible how quickly this has just kind of snuck up on us. And I think maybe part of the reason across the East is because it's just been so warm. We've been talking about temperatures that are 10 to 15 degrees above normal just for the first half of the month of December. And then you throw in the fact that November was much above normal as well. But it's almost too bad we're not a week difference because some locations would be seeing a little bit of snow for Christmas. What am I talking about? Lake effect snow. This is just going to be setting up as we really have the coldest air mass of the season so far is sliding over the Great Lakes. So we're seeing some this morning in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, parts of the northern lower. I think places from Grand Rapids to the southwest are going to see a little bit of lake effect snow today and to tonight as well. But by and large, the heaviest is going to be downwind of Lake Erie and then downwind of Lake Ontario. And you can see with those dark blues, actually some lake effect snow warnings and lake effect snow advisories in place here. I know everybody wants to talk totals. How much are we going to see out of this? Well, I think we'll see some 3 to 6 inch amounts. There will be isolated higher numbers in the Upper Peninsula. There'll be some here throughout southwestern lower, northwestern lower, but these are the areas we really want to key in on with this particular event. With a predominant westerly flow, you get this long fetch across Lake Erie, right? So there's many, many miles for that air to travel over the relatively warmer waters of the Great Lakes. So by the time all is said and done here, throughout parts of, say, ski country of western New York, far southwest New York State, far northwest Pennsylvania, we're going to have a bullseye of 6 to 12 inches. And then, same thing here, we've got this long east to west stretch for Lake Ontario. So when you get to the Tug Hill Plateau, we see this is just really a snow bullseye altogether with lake effect. But in this particular case, I think we'll see some widespread amounts that are a foot or better, and there could be some isolated totals up over 2 feet. So here's where the snow is coming as far as really building in tonight for Lake Erie, Lake Ontario regions going into tomorrow night. For the Tug Hill, some of that could linger into early Sunday. Now, this is really the anomaly in the pattern, right? We've been so warm in the east, and that's the pattern we're going to switch back to into Christmas week. So even starting Monday into Tuesday, we start to build this ridge back up across the eastern United States. So warmer air pushing in. In fact, some locations here going into Christmas Eve and perhaps even Christmas Day, again, depending on a couple of the small details, the particulars here, could come close to some record high temperatures. Meanwhile, it does stay cold and more stormy in the west with that trough in the upper levels. So in terms of the kind of weather you're going to see when you are traveling out and about next week, Wednesday into Thursday, by and large in the east, it is warm enough that most of the precipitation we see is going to fall in the liquid form. In the west, it's looking like the colder air drains in, so that would be the places we'd see a little bit more in the way of snow. The exception, of course, would be right along the coastline where they're going to continue to see rain. And in the west, looks like it continues to stay active. We've been talking about the Pacific Northwest and storm after storm after storm. If anything, it stays active, but we're going to start to bring that storm track a little bit farther to the south here. So, always want to look ahead to travel plans. We'll be finalizing and fine-tuning this forecast as we move into next week. Being that Christmas is Friday, Christmas Eve coming up on Thursday next week, of course, people traveling this weekend, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We wish you all safe travels. We hope you have a fantastic holiday season. Of course, hope you'll be joining us next week. We know some people might be taking off just a little bit early to enjoy some extra time with family and friends.
Great. Thanks so much for updating the Periscope viewers here, Laura.
Have a great weekend, everybody.